That's not what we're talking about today.
Nope.
Hi guys! We're here to review something completely different than
something
the new
you've
Faceless
probably
album.
never heard of.
Actually, most of the metal reviewers except Mark, like Cover Killer, didn't do this. But we're here to talk about an old album from earlier this year. Obliviscaris, Portal of Eye.
How is it old if it's from this year?
Older from this year, like earlier half. This is actually an album that people who found out about this band through their 3-song demo that they released in 2007 have been waiting since 2007 for, which is kind of a long time. It's not as long as Time Eye, but you know. Let's go ahead and get right into the track by track. You know the deal. If you've seen my Gojira review, click this man's head, skip it. We will just talk about the rest of the album. But for right now, oh my god, I am psyched about this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, you better be ready.
Are you ready?
For Halo Reach! Oh my god,
yes.
No. But okay, first song, Tapestry of the Starless Abstract.
Weirdest title ever.
It's pretty cool. The titles on this album are pretty cool, like Tapestry of the Starless Abstract and Xenoflux and of Petrichor Weaves Black Noise. We actually had to look up what Petrichor means.
Because
it's pretty cool.
Word doesn't even recognize it.
But anyway, Tapestry of the Starless Abstract. It just starts out with purely brutal black metal, and then like after that, you get to hear a slight glimpse of what makes Obliviscaris a unique band, and that is you hear a little staccato violin playing behind the black metal. But then, like, as it progresses, you hear more and more violin coming through this song, and it just adds such a rich texture to this band's music. Oh my god. And then, like, there's a combination of clean and harsh vocals, and they're done at the same time throughout a lot of the songs, and definitely in this song. And it's like the panning of them, like where they come in what ears you hear them, it's like almost enveloping even. It's just, this whole song is unbelievably well structured, and the ending moment is, I really don't know how to describe it other than perfect. You have to listen to it. And if I had to pick a favorite song off this album, it would probably be this, but as you will soon see, I love all of the songs on this album. But what did you think of this song? Like, you know, it's the one where it's like the black metal, the stuff. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, just listen to that one.
Okay. Then we have Xenoflux, which is also engaging right from the start. It starts off with this really addictive opening riff, and it gets heavier and heavier and more atmospheric as it goes along. And then halfway through, everything except a beautiful, beautiful guitar riff drops out. And then, like, the song builds from there, and it gives the violin even more time to shine. Tim on violin. And it builds back up. And the build-up in this part I really want to touch on. It's great. It even has a little bit of a fake-out as to when it's coming back in. It's like... like you think the song's going to get heavy there, but then it drops out into the violin part, and then it does it again, and then it just... the riff after that is just perfect. I love this song.
It almost kind of explodes, doesn't it?
Well, not as much as Explosion, but...
Well, you know. No, but, I mean, that you can't really beat the trope.
You can't really top that. But... And honestly, the biggest complaint... Yeah,
is that it ends too early, like you said.
Yeah, it's like... I didn't say that yet. We were both just thinking that, remember?
Well, you said it, like, a couple days ago.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this album. We both love this album. A good sign of a perfect album is when the songs, if it's progressive, for example, and the songs are really long, and even really long songs, like there's a song called Firth of Fifth by Genesis off their Selling England Off the Pound album, and that song's 9 minutes long, and it feels like it ends way too quickly. That happens all the time on this album. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Then next we get the only short song on the album, which is...
This is almost 6 minutes. That's the shortest song on the album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I was about to say, is it's like the shortest song on the album, and it's not really all that short. And I love, right at the beginning, there's another one of those fake outs. It's like, you get that guitar distortion kind of crescendoing, like, you think it's going to get heavy, but then it's like, clean guitar riff. Do, 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 do. And then it gets this really Oriental section with the pizzicato violin again, and it's just beautiful. And the bass guitar, their bass guitarist, Brendan, is just absolutely fucking incredible. And, like, he's, like, pretty much inspirational to me, because I'm a bass player myself, and I just listen to him play, and it's just like, God, I wish I could do that. And just as you're about to get comfortable in this really Oriental thing, it just drops you into the heaviness again. And the vocals here, Tim's clean vocals, where he's just like, oh, why? It's just, it has so much emotion to this. And then after that, the highlight of this whole song, I feel like, is the guitar solo. The guitar solo is so cool. And it has so much musical stuff going on in it. It's one of the best guitar solos I've heard all year. These guys just know how to end their songs, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they even do better than Sylosis in that regard.
Yeah, and we both love Sylosis and regard them as one of our 3 favorite thrash bands. And with me, it's along with these guys, Testament. But then we get to Forget Not. And the thing about it is, it's amazing, right? You could say that about, it's amazing. You could say that about all the songs.
Much, yeah.
But no, really, like, the thing about this song is it takes half the song. It's a 12-minute long song, and it takes half the length of the song for vocals to actually kick in. Normally with songs, for me, I don't like too much build-up, and this is 6 minutes of build-up. So it's like, holy shit, you'd think I wouldn't like this. Hell no, I adore this. Like, it's just executed so perfectly. All the stuff on this album is executed so perfectly. It's just, oh my God. The flow and the build-up, and just right when you get to that 6-minute mark, it's like you hear the violin do this really amazing melody, and then that transitions into the main riff, and then the vocals start coming in, and it's so worth it. The payoff is so worth it. And the harmonic layering and the melodies and just the overall construction of the rest of the song. And that applies to the whole album. That's what makes this album so amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And then we get Plague, Flowers, the Kaleidoscope.
That's probably the weirdest title in
the whole album.
Is. Yeah.
They're all kind of weird, but it starts out with this really gorgeous Oriental, and you said it kind of had some...
It kind of reminded me of, like, Eastern European stuff.
Yeah, some Eastern European flavors thrown into the mix, and with some surprisingly upbeat bass lines that you wouldn't think would work with this kind of music, but it really does. And then it progresses into the heaviness, and there's this part where Tim holds out this really long note while their harsh vocalist's name is impossible to pronounce. It's like Xenoyr. Xenoflux. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce that.
I thought they were Australian.
Yeah, but, like, you know how black metal bands will have, like, those nicknames that they give themselves. So
it's like, a nickname.
Xenoflux.
Okay. I thought it was a real name.
No, dude. Nah. But yeah. And the lead guitar work in this song is also great. There are a couple solos that are really pretty, and there's a sort of breakdown kind of thing at 5 minutes and 30 seconds in that's kind of accompanied by a violin riff, but does that detract from the song at all? No. I mean, like...
It would be a great mosh period for concerts.
I mean, like, but this band is not about that at all. I imagine this band being, like... The Faceless, I actually didn't mosh any during them. I was just sitting there kind of like absorbing all the musical stuff that was going on. It's kind of like that. This wasn't one of those bands that you like mosh to as much as you just like absorb how good it is.
Yeah, you just lay back in your chair and just...
Chair?
Or bed, whatever.
This is my dad. He's not supposed to be in here during the review, but it's okay. Okay, it's no big deal. We'll just keep going. And this is actually probably my least favorite track on the album.
If you had to pick a least favorite.
But the thing is, it's still a masterpiece, too. Yeah. So that's really not saying much. That's not much of a negative at all. And then you get As the Popsicles Fall. No, the next song is called As the Icicles Fall. And it's just got, oh my god, the very beginning section is just these absolutely gorgeous vocal passages with, and these guitar chords harmonizing behind it. It's just amazingly memorable. And, like, once you've heard it enough times, you almost can't help singing along to it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And then, especially the part where he says, like, the title, As the Icicles Fall, and it's just, like, amazing. But the highlight of this song, to me, is there's this part at 7.5 minutes in where you hear this violin arpeggio going on. Bye, Dad. And you can actually hear a glimpse of it going on earlier in the song at about 5 minutes in if you listen carefully. But overall, this is just... All of the songs are like this, but it's just so perfectly constructed. And it's just
like the rest of the album.
Yeah. Then we get to the last song, which is Of Petrichor Weaves Black Noise, which starts with a really melancholy, dark, clean guitar intro. And then it blasts you with...
Opeth.
Opeth, yeah. Basically, this album has a ton of Opeth influence. I can't believe we hadn't already touched on that. That's something we were talking about, knowing how much you love Opeth. But yeah, it's just like super sexy Opethian riff, and the song builds itself around there. And there are a lot of really, as Cover Killer, I think, touched on in his review, really brutal moments in this song. It's like where... you have clean vocals accompanied by some really dark, aggressive stuff going on in the guitars.
The violins.
And the violins adding that really atmospheric, like kind of desperate kind of mood at points, like where it's like screaming with the high notes. I just love so many parts of this song. Like there's a part at the 3-minute mark where the violin starts to take more prominence. There's a part at 4 minutes and 44 seconds where there's this amazing riff, and there's another tremolo riff 6 minutes in. It's just amazing. But then the song ends itself so well with these absolutely just reverberant, warming, like vocal harmonies and violin accompanying it. And then after that, you get the black noise. The black noise.
As the title promises.
Yep. The Petrichor weaves the black noise, and it kind of crescendos like... It's really white noise, but, you know, the song kind of makes it black noise.
It's kind of hard to make black noise, because, you know... I'm pretty sure you can't hear black noise, can you?
I wouldn't know. But, okay, now to talk about the album as a whole. It's like a roller coaster of musical fucking amazingness with a ton of very good musical contrast and mood, with very long songs, most of which are surpassing the 10-minute mark, and it can go very smoothly and gradually from a very calming acoustic moment to like some really, really brutal stuff. It just smoothly transitions between those. And there are sections that are also beautiful and gorgeous at the same time. Those brutal sections that are just like, and those are like some of the best moments on the album. You can just get lost in this with how progressive and gorgeous it is. It's like an ocean of oral bliss. Like you're lost in an orgasm ocean. And every single one of these guys is incredibly talented. Like Brendan on bass and Tim on vocals and Xeno here doing his growls they're all just like amazing. Every last one of them is giving an amazing performance, but the thing is they know when they can when it's appropriate to noodle per se and when it's appropriate to kind of restrain themselves a little bit. That's like really good. I'm going to make a bold statement here. All right. I think this is the best of its genre, like progressive death metal, melodic black/death metal since Blackwater Park, easily.
Oh, I'd say that's fair enough.
Yeah, see, it's just like it's amazing. Oh my god, the musical flow is near perfect at the points where the instruments come in, and it's incredibly well thought out. The whole composition of this, the flow, just how engaged you get in it, it's just amazing. And it's an incredibly consistent and very diverse album at the same time. There are a lot of different influences, even though the one most people will probably pick up on, as we touched on, is Opeth.
Yeah.
There are so many, there's so much musical variety and really memorable moments on this thing. Every time you listen to it, it's like a journey.
You pick up something new.
You pick up something new, and it's like a journey into another world. I personally have got to give this nothing less than a 10, but it's like, it is a perfect album. I wasn't expecting anything after Colossus to be worthy of a 10, and it's just, I'm not the kind of guy who throws out 10s all the time. I want to put that out there. I probably do a little bit more than most people, but it's not like, oh, this album's great, it's worthy of a 10. No. But I honestly feel this album is worth it. Does it top Colossus? No. What do you think?
Is it really comparable to Colossus?
No, but I think I think a lot of the reason why I like Colossus is just how Meshuggah completely changed my perspective on metal music in general and what could be done in it, and then the anticipation for that album, and then just how well executed it was, it blew me away. But what would you give this album, like rating wise?
Going strictly by a 0.5 basis, probably a 9.5.
Yeah, see, like 9.5. This may stop growing on me at some point, and I may feel it's more worthy of a 9.5 than a 10, but it's just kind of like how I feel right now. I'm just, like, addicted to and loving this album. And it's just like, Brendan, Daniel, Matt, Ben, Tim, Zeno here, you all constructed a fucking masterpiece, and you should pat yourselves on the back and hug yourselves and do whatever you guys do, because you did a fucking amazing job. Make more music. I'm going to be psyched to hear whatever you put out in the future.
Just sucks we're going to have to wait at least a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Because it came out this year, so...
Yeah, I mean, but still. It's going to be amazing, whatever they do.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys. Keep it metal.